But before we can do any of that, we need to ready our testing environment. During a penetration test, OSINT gathering will generate a lot of data, which prompts the question, what am I supposed to do with all of this? In addition to the data collection activity, you're going to be conducting data analysis. There's a clear line between the two, and understanding the distinction will help you understand how to prepare. Data collection relies on a combination of manual processes and automated tools for gathering the data relevant to the penetration test. Data analysis occurs after data collection, where you'll review the data, begin thinking like an attacker, and ultimately report on the information you've discovered. When preparing to gather OSINT, you should adopt a habit held by most successful tradespeople and lay out your tools. I like to start by selecting my testing system. Personally, I prefer to run penetration tests from within a virtual machine. I'll introduce you to a virtual machine popular in the penetration testing community. Hopefully, you'll find this virtual machine as useful as we have. I've also found that it's helpful to build out a folder structure on your testing system, aligning that folder structure with the penetration testing execution standard. This will help you keep everything organized, which will help you move more quickly through the penetration test itself. While penetration testing virtual machines will already have a number of testing tools pre-installed, a more experienced penetration tester will customize his or her virtual machine with some favorite tools that aren't included in the base image. As you gain more experience in this space, you'll continue to add tools to your toolbox. While a number of tools are very popular in the penetration testing community, each pen tester has his or her own favorites. Some pen testers even write their own tools and then publish them online for others to use. Your mileage may vary. You'll develop your own favorites over time, and as you improve your skills, you're likely to add even more tools to your toolbox. Hopefully, you'll even write your own tools someday that you can share back with the community. Each time I introduce a tool or tools relevant to a specific area of OSINT gathering, I'm going to use this toolbox icon. That way, as you review the modules after you've completed the course, you'll be able to navigate directly to the area where we covered a specific tool if you have a question. The first tool I'd like to introduce you to is mind mapping software. My personal favorite is Xmind, a freely available tool that you can download from xmind.net. Although FreeMind is also an excellent tool. FreeMind is hosted on SourceForge. You can use mind maps to help you get information out of your head and onto virtual paper to help you organize your thoughts and begin to make those connections. In a team testing scenario, mind mapping also helps you communicate your findings and your thought processes to your teammates. The next tools I'd like to introduce you to are virtual machine players. Oracle's VirtualBox, available from virtualbox.org, is my favorite. Why? Well, for one, it's free, and for another, I just dig the interface. VMware's Workstation Player is another well-known tool in this space. VMware Workstation Player is extremely useful, although it is licensed. The virtual machine that most pen testers cut their teeth on is Kali Linux, formerly Backtrack Linux, available for download from kali.org. Kali presents users with multiple execution options, including a full disk installation to run it natively on your laptop, a live DVD that you can boot to without replacing your system's current operating system, and a virtual machine. In this course, we'll be working within the Kali virtual machine. Kali isn't strictly necessary for performing information gathering during actual penetration tests, since a significant amount of OSINT can be gathered from within a web browser. However, Kali will come in handy when running Linux command line tools. I like Kali because it comes with most of my favorite tools pre-installed, and because I can quickly and easily install the other tools that I tend to use in this space. That allows me to spend less time configuring my testing system and more time performing the actual penetration test. In addition to the tools that you run locally on your penetration testing machine, you'll find yourself using a number of web resources. Among my favorites are Shodan, Pastebin, Robtex, Hurricane Electric, PunkSpider, and Census. I'll show you each of these tools in turn in the relevant modules. Locally installed tools like Maltego, Foca, Creepy, The Harvester, and Tim Tome's Recon NG help automate the collection and analysis for some of the web resources I just mentioned. Throughout this course, I'll be sharing a lot of resources with you, and I found that a great way to organize and share those resources is via a public GitHub repository. You can access this repo at any time at the URL listed here. This repository is organized in the same way that the modules are organized, and I'll include links to tools and sites that we use, as well as other resources that I develop and publish over time in response to your feedback on this course. Throughout this course, we're going to practice our OSINT gathering techniques on organizations who have authorized us to do so. These organizations are active participants in bug bounty programs. BugCrowd and HackerOne are two popular bug bounty program aggregators. If an organization chooses to engage independent security researchers to evaluate and test the security of their infrastructure, that organization will outline both the scope and the rules of engagement in their bug bounty program. While OSINT is technically publicly available information, I encourage you to be responsible with the tools and techniques that we cover in this course. By practicing your OSINT skills on organizations that participate in bug bounty programs, you might find a critical exposure that could earn you a bug bounty reward. Who knows? Maybe you could help secure a company and make a little extra cash while improving your security skills. Not a bad deal.